screen up. You're good.
Well, that's debatable. Thank you, Danielle.
Welcome.
Okay, folks. Welcome to your weekly, hopefully uneventful meeting. As usual, we'll start with our town clerk report.
Okay. Just put this up here so who's there. I don't have a lot, just some reminders. Nomination papers are still available at the clerk's office. If anybody is interested of any of the available elected positions coming up, the papers are due back by Monday, July 8th. And 25 registered voter signatures are required to get on the ballot. So we have received 3 requests so far. We are looking for more. Hopefully some people are interested in coming forward. We're going to get the Piper Free High School details. I think we talked about.
Piper,
Yep.
Elijah Fox, and then just a little bit about Bartlett Joe.
Bartlett Joe, yep. The appointed positions, those are all going to expire, or most of them, June 30th. So
Yep.
is that going to be up for next week for signatures, or?
Meaning, are we going to reappoint people?
Yeah, will we have those all ready to go?
Yes.
Okay.
Will we? I don't know.
Okay.
We should.
Because most of them expire
Happens
at
every
the end
year.
of the month.
Right.
So,
Comprehensive plan, I think we all expire, but with any luck, we'll be done. We'll be good.
you'll be done with that.
Right.
So no comp plan.
Right.
Okay. All right.
Stop.
You're not done though.
Stop. We're not. We're not
Okay,
done
we'll
yet.
talk
Yep.
about it.
So I think you got the spreadsheet with all the appointed positions.
Yeah, a
last
couple of
week.
weeks
Yes,
ago,
yeah.
or last
So
week, yeah.
you've got the elected, the
Yep.
appointed. Okay. Good. Town office will be closed next week, Thursday and Friday for July 4th. July's already here, so that's that. And just continuing, just curious if everything's still the same with the audit, or where we're at with the audit.
I don't know, do you know anything more, Debbie?
Still? No?
Okay.
No. Okay. And this is for 2021?
Yes.
Okay. So I guess that's all I got. Just the remaining stuff and tax collection updates. We've received 95.7% of the 2023 tax payments and 98% of 2022.
Wow.
30-day lien notices will go out on 2023 taxes, July 23rd, I believe. There were reminders sent out 2 weeks ago on that, so that's all I got.
All right.
We're planning to move those CDs from Elijah Fox into a new bank, right?
Well, it would be good if we could do it to M&T. I think one of them comes due the end of this month.
It's already passed.
Oh, it has passed?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I think we have 30 days to react to it.
I
so to
emailed
speak.
them to Ann, because I did meet with her last week, and she's gonna look into, hopefully there's something more for M&T than what we're getting at Bangor, so. She's looking at it.
Who's Ann?
Ann Singleton at M&T Bank.
Okay. Is that something that we can do without having an appointed Elijah
I'm not
Fox
sure, I was
board?
just looking at rates,
Okay.
so.
No.
It's not something we can do.
Well, maybe the board can review
You're not the secretary on that board, right? You're on something else. You are on
I
something.
was, I don't know if I still am. I don't believe I am, but maybe I am.
I think so.
I don't know.
It would be on the appointed
Mm.
sheet, so.
Hate to see that get,
Probably know her in bidding rates anyways, right?
right,
Okay.
absolutely. David Bauer. expires September of this year. Elijah Fox.
Okay,
Maybe you can do it.
sure.
One of the issues we were discussing, the cemetery funds for private cemeteries. I know we're getting prices and have got a good price on fixing one of our cemeteries. My problem is, and I think somehow we have to try and figure this out. On a lot of other, quote, private cemeteries, there are people buried who paid for upkeep of their lots, so to speak. How do we handle that?
That's a good question. You're right, because we have, even like the Piper Fund left money to take care of his lot.
Right, and that's not in one of the town lots, is it? I don't think.
No,
They have to accept the money. The money would have been accepted by the select board.
Well, no, we've got the money
right.
put aside, but
No, I know that, but
I'm just saying if we probably have 20 people who have contributed towards maintenance of their lots.
somewhere there's back to it.
Well, I know, but that's not the problem. The problem I have is, let's say, of these 20 people, 15 aren't in one of the 3 town lots that we maintain. How do we handle those 15 people that are in lots that are private, but they've paid money to the town to maintain,
Yeah.
How do we maintain them?
or,
Per
There's a
whatever
list
the-
of-
Yeah,
whatever you
right,
can
I've got
check.
this,
That's the
yeah.
list of the
That's why we hire
no, I know, but does that mean that we can take care of the 3 town lots, work on that, and for each of these others, we go to a specific grave and get it fixed up because
Most
they
cases.
paid?
Yeah, that's basically.
basically it.
Which
But that hasn't been done?
hasn't been done.
No, I'm just saying, we should maybe come up with a,
I think we've been
Something that says how to
talking
do
about
that.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
who's
mean,
gonna
the
do it?
monies in
Who's
there
gonna
are
do it?
not that
well, that's another
significant.
question. I was gonna say,
yeah.
be part of the recreation committee's job.
There we
No
go.
fun there.
No fun there.
No, but I think seriously, the town may have to consider hiring. I know we don't have public works, but it's some kind of maintenance type handyman who
Specifically
can,
towards
yeah,
grave cemeteries.
graves and,
Yep.
you know.
Have you seen the Chase Road Cemetery? By intersection of Chase and Middle Road? There are trees right across, and when they let go, they're gonna crush stones.
Yep,
Mhm.
I have seen it,
It
yeah.
just is gonna take someone to cut them.
Yeah,
Before
yeah.
they do crush all the
Right.
stones.
Who's-
But it's a private cemetery,
Yep,
Right.
so.
and
they
who's
said-
gonna do it, right? It's a big question, it's an issue.
Just something we should be looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask one question on that? The veteran markers, who does that? Is it the league?
I think the VFW does it.
VFW.
I believe
So
so.
they purchase markers in the flags for veterans for Parsons?
Yeah.
Isn't that
um, Who's the Beaver guy?
Oh, yeah.
Fogel.
Yeah, Coco. Brian does most of that.
And that's under what organization?
It's not the VFW,
It's
it's
not.
the
West.
Far-
American,
Leach?
it's in Keyser.
Right.
Is it the American Legion? No. No.
But the government supplies the stones, the markers, for the burial.
Well, that's why I'm asking. Someone stopped me over in Taylor City, and I guess there's an agreement between Effingham and Parsonsfield on the Taylor City Cemetery. 1 year, and Wes knew all this. Wes was the contact. This is the problem. 1 year, if there's replacements, Effingham does it 1 year to make sure there's flags and veteran markers. Well, there's a veteran marker that's missing on one of the vets. And everybody's asking, okay, where do we get this marker?
Mhm.
The West was the contact, and it sits. So there's a veteran that, someone stole the veteran marker. It's a specific marker
It's-
a certain war, I don't know
in-
enough
in
to
the
talk about
ground.
it, but it's a certain war.
Yep, I know what they
They
look like, yep.
And they gave me the name of the person that's buried there, and they said, okay, who do we contact to get another marker to replace it on the stone?
This is an in-ground marker, right?
There, it's
It's on a stake.
it's on a stake,
Yeah.
Yep.
and they're round, and it says
Oh, no,
Veterans of the
those are-
Foreign War, or,
I'm thinking of the marker, the veterans provide a marker at the foot of the grave. Used to be granite, now it's
This is a stake.
plastic or something that gives the name, rank, branch of service, all that good stuff. Then they provide just a circular,
Stake.
it says veteran or US war. We have a couple of them in our front yard for our fathers.
Mhm.
And the American flag, and that's what the Legion that does every year is, replenishes those flags.
American Legion.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just had an,
Our
Response.
post up here does it.
American Legion does a ceremony. Make sure it's.
But,
Yeah, check with American Legion.
I'm not sure where those markers, they used to be nice bronze
Right, down
metal,
to
now they're
plastic.
plastic.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
So is Brian Kogel the contact when something's missing like that, a flag or a marker?
Well, is he
Don't
the
know,
one that
We
but
does
could
the
try.
A
flags?
good place to start,
Yeah.
or just the Legion.
It's West Day Coast. We give monies to Millie.
Alright, I'll try with Kogel. See
Yeah.
if I can load it up. Yeah, someone just commented it is the American Legion.
Yeah.
That's it, Daniel?
Yeah, I was just
I know,
questioning you.
we were asking you questions. All right, so, Danielle also provided an accounting of the reserve funds at the M&T Bank. These are funds that we put in reserve, or you people actually vote to put in reserve for some balances of things that we're saving up for something that costs quite a bit of money, like a fire truck or the municipal building if we needed a new boiler or something like that. So that's all been accounted for. Will be in the annual report. Thanks to efforts by the town clerk's office, we've receiving about 5 times the interest, a lot more interest than we were previously on this account. So this year we're up to $29,000 in interest, which gets proportionalized to each of the accounts. We've reviewed the bills, paid the bills, and you'll be happy to know this, we only sent out $16,000 worth of bills this month, or this week, I should say. And next month, next week, next month too, you won't want to hear this is when the new numbers start for the school, waste, removal, all that stuff, so it's gonna be a lot of money next week. Ads, we just had the ads in the paper concerning the special town meeting, which is this Thursday at 5:30.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, I believe.
No, 6 o'clock. Well, if you want to get there at 5:30 early, we'll reserve a seat for you.
Yeah, 6 o'clock.
No, okay. You can see the agenda in this week's shopping guide or on the town website. The monthly reports for this month have all been turned in the previous weeks. Comprehensive next meeting is June 25th, and they hope to have a public hearing on July 9th. This is where they get to go over all the information and their recommendations, and hope to hear some recommendations from you folks. Solar Road update. David, you received a letter. Do you want to,
Yeah, we got the official notice of cancellation of the contract from Soltage because of the financial impact of what CMP requires for updates. So they will, this is as of June 20th, and they will be sending us a final rent payment for the property. And that's that. I mean, we gotta figure out what to do with the property, whether we sell it, whatever. I mean, we'll be talking about that.
we were hoping our newly formed, or soon-to-be newly formed Recreation Committee might have some ideas on the use of that property.
You have to sign it.
I'm looking for appointed positions for that.
You've got two.
We'll be looking to put a fence around the property, the old salt shed, box shop slash. Get rid of the graffiti and make it a respectable looking building. We were hoping that Soltage would be able to pay for the fence, but obviously, since they're terminating the agreement, they're not going to pay for the fence. Hopefully it can be paid for under the American Rescue Plan. There's still some money left in there. We would redirect money from the roads and put it towards a fence. But that's in the future, folks. Shakopee Valley Monthly Report. I don't think we didn't get a monthly report yet, or was it last week?
No, that's on there because of the contract.
Okay, we did do
We
a
got a hard
contract.
copy of the contract, but it had all kinds of issues. So, it'd be really nice if they could send us an electronic copy. Otherwise, we get to retype the whole thing, and we know how that leads to problems.
So we don't have a contract with them? No.
Nope.
Okay.
CMP's offer to change the streetlights, that's still being looked at. 15-year contract. And as I said, there's some problems people have with LED lights. So that'll be looked at. MMA gave us some public guidance of the municipal meetings on how the meeting should be conducted and some guidelines. And I think we do a pretty good job of following their guidelines. Saco River has an application in for a new septic system for Sugar and Spice Bakery. Install a replacement septic system no closer than 210 feet from the normal high water line of the Ospey River.
I believe 32 Federal is the old Chalmers building, so they're looking at replacing that
Right.
one.
They're moving, as I'm sure most of you people know, they'll be moving next door into the old insurance building. We received a invoice from Long Pond Association for the town's portion of contributing to the, really the security of the lake, the pond. The town's money, right now, $2,800, gets used for staffing the milfoil position. Or the people watching out and making sure there's no milfoil introduced into the lake pond.
Long Pond, the last time I was there, the cars were parked from Joe Barry Road all the way down to the West End camp.
It's what?
The numbers of cars on the,
Oh,
on the
okay.
road between the ponds is phenomenal. It's just phenomenal. It's too bad that there's not somehow, I mean, they park on the road, signs are missing, they take signs. I think some of those have been replaced, but it would be interesting if the town could come up with a way to have some kind of a permit parking or something that the town could benefit from and use that money towards roads. Just a thought.
Be a good article for town meeting.
Well, we do,
There's so many.
they're supposed to park on one side of the road,
Right.
actually,
Yep.
as you're going down.
Yeah, they do, that's
the
pretty
right
much
side of the
followed,
road.
yeah.
But
Yeah, I'm going to say the majority of people that are there, so I never recognize anybody. It's a lot of out of towners.
Yeah.
I know that we probably don't have a way to regulate it, but it's worth some thought. It's one popular place on a hot day.
And the association did a very good job in cleaning up the bacteria and the
Yep.
problems they had last couple of years. I guess the pond's in great shape, or looks in great shape.
Mhm.
That gets tested every other week.
We did have one ticket written for $10 by our deputy about 6 or 7 years ago.
Oh, there you go. Constable.
A little information, the Box Shop Racetrack, it's progressing. The people that own the property and want to do this have been working to make sure they conform with all the town guidelines, and we'll be talking to the planning board and hopefully come up with something. As I understand it from Trevor Sanborn, who was in here earlier and raced there many years ago, that it was really a great community spot, good activity, lots of kids. So, be nice to develop something like that again. And a note on affordable housing how-to guide, which was sent to Danielle.
I don't know anything about it.
Either do I.
Which is this, the,
I think it's geared more towards bigger towns.
Funds for affordable housing projects.
Preservation of affordable housing. Well,
Might be something the town can get grants for, sub-grants for organization, conducting home energy audits, community land trust, state and local fiscal recovery funds. What might be worth looking into, seeing what they're all about.
Ken, you have anything?
Well, we're on the final draft, hopefully, of the cannabis ordinance that we've been working on, and we'll present it to the public in July. I also have a final copy of our rec committee that I'd like us all to sign, that we haven't signed yet, if that works for everybody. I'll pass it over to Ed, and maybe we can start talking about land use down on Secocas. Maybe even the box shop owner would kick in a afternoon for a rec committee group to see when he comes in.
The racetrack?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, you said box shop. I was.
Oh, yeah,
That's us.
box shop racetrack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I gotta stop calling it that. What do they call, is that what they're
That's what
calling
they
it?
call it.
Okay,
That's what,
and I can.
Maybe they could expand to the town land on the box shop and lease the land or something,
Skateboard park, who knows?
right?
Yeah. Possibilities are endless.
That's true.
And we had our free food drive with Youthful Maine on Thursday of last week. That went well. And the next one will be in July, on the July 18th, Thursday at 3.
You find you're getting basically the same people, or are there new?
Pretty much the same people. Yep.
Okay.
Families come, and it's been well received.
I would hope so.
Yeah. Yep.
Free is generally well received.
Yep, it is. Yeah.
David, you got anything?
Sure. Let's see, Boston Post cane. We need to address that again, unfortunately. So maybe I can talk to you, Danielle, when I'm in. I'll be in Thursday. Will you be here Thursday? Okay. I'm investigating the possibility of getting fiber in here for our internet and phone systems. This will give us always-on capabilities. We'll have to see how the price comes through on contacting Spectrum and Consolidated, and see what they can do. Soltage we already talked about. Our boiler. I'm pretty much ready to go out for bid.
Okay.
Maybe next week I can show you what I've got for an RFQ kind of thing, and who we want to send it to. Yeah. I guess that's it on that.
The main resilience project that I'm working on that
Yep.
would allow us to get a grant, I think we'll be looking at fall,
Mhm.
like late September, before any of that kind of gets worked. So
And do we have to?
I don't know if that's a reimbursement or a,
If you can find out,
Yeah.
because if we wait till fall.
yeah, it might be too late to wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, or even if we did it now and waited till fall for the installation, it may be difficult.
Okay.
I mean, because obviously the system's gonna be down
Yeah.
while they're installing a new one.
Okay.
All right.
You haven't heard any idea of pricing on that?
On a new system?
Yeah.
No, I haven't
Okay.
gone out to bid.
No, but I mean, just general ballpark.
Nope. Nope. That's it.
All right, I just mentioned before that we're planning to clean up the salt shed, an appropriate fence, get rid of the graffiti, repaint the sides, fix the paneling in the front, and go from there. So with that, we'll close the meeting. Thank you very much for listening. Come on in sometime, say hello.